you kidding
so
me?
Cool.
You look
so
like
cool.
the coolest person I know.
I know, it's the leather jacket.
It's like, you look so cool.
It really, and the nose ring, I like him so inspired. This is fake, by the way. I'm not.
It's okay, whatever.
I just take it out. Just get a fake nose ring because I'm 35 and I wanted a nose ring so bad. I had one in college,
Right.
and it kept getting ripped out every time I would wash my face. And like, does it get snagged on towels ever for you? And you're like,
but then I stop.
yeah,
But then I
would
stop. I
keep
don't just rip
going.
it out. You're the perfect guest for today's show, actually. And I'm so excited
I
to hear.
know.
Because we just did a monologue about porn.
Yes.
And
Love it.
I have to ask, do you consume porn?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I try to, like, take a break from it, and because sometimes it just gets too weird. Like, my porn gets gross quickly. Like, you start out very vanilla, and then it's like, oh, based on these videos you watch, why don't you check out some of these? You know, the suggested ones? And there's starting to be, like, blood in those, and I'm like, easy, porn. And they're like, we'll see you next week. And I'm like, you're right. You always get me right. But a lot of the videos, like, I don't know, I'm into some, I like dungeons. I like girls tied up. I talked about it. For me, being tied up, I know, these are some freaks up in here. But
He just screamed like he was tied up.
yeah. Yeah, you have them tied up right now. No, I feel like when you get tied up, it's, I've said it before, but I like it because it's forced laziness. Like, you can't do anything to that guy or whoever. So you're just like, I want to, but I can't. Let me out. So that's what I like. But
That's a perspective I've never thought about. I kind of love that.
Get into it.
All right, Nikki, I actually have to talk about your legendary Comedy Central roast.
Yes.
I mean, so amazing. And I've always wondered this question, actually. I've always wondered.
Yeah.
Have you ever been, because it's all fun and games, we know that, but have you ever been hesitant to make a joke about somebody because you're like, oh, I don't know how this is going to go over?
Yes. I mean, because you meet the people that you're roasting right before you go on. So, like, right backstage, you try to, like, walk up to them and be like, I'm sorry, like, real quick, and have a moment where you're just like, I'm a nice person. Don't take anything I said seriously. So when I did the roast of Bruce Willis, I believe it was, Martha Stewart was backstage, and I had written all these jokes about her, and I had whittled it down to, like, a couple. I had dropped some other ones that I just thought were a little too mean. And we had an interaction that was, like, she just wasn't that warm to me.
Okay.
I was expecting a lot more, but let me just say, I'm not one of these people to be like, she's a bitch, because like, you have a bad day or you're nervous and you
Or maybe
have
you're
an
getting in the
interaction.
zone or something.
Yeah, I don't mean to say she's like that all the time, and people who I know that work with her say she's lovely, but you know, NDA. And so, no, she's apparently great, but with this interaction, because I love her. I grew up like with my mom watching her, and she was like always ever present in my home. So I wanted to have like this like moment with her, and I didn't get it out of it. And I was kind of like, you just confirmed something that I'm gonna add in a joke that wasn't even in the teleprompter. So when I was up on stage, because of my interaction with her backstage, I added in the joke where I was like, you know, Martha, my mom learned so much from you. You were just like ever present in my household. She learned about cooking and organizing and withholding affection. And it just, because I like to do roast jokes that are true. And that one for me, I was like, it's true. I know you're a little bit cold, and I bet, like, your daughter relates to me right now. You know?
Wow. I mean, that is a lot of bravery, though. I just want to say, I applaud that so much. I think it's so cool. I admire everything about that show. But let's talk about your stand-up for a second.
Yeah.
Because in your stand-up, you talk a lot about yourself and your relationships. And so I got to ask, what is it like going on a date with Nikki Glaser? Break it down for me.
It's hard to get a date with me because I'm a workaholic, because I'm scared of intimacy, and so no one can really get in if I'm always I do like, you know, 2 to 6 sets a night, and then I work all day. It's like really, it's hard to get a date with me, but I'm on that like celebrity dating app, Raya, and it's ridiculous. It's just, it should be called DJs jumping off of yachts. I mean, that's all that there is in there.
Hey!
Are you on there?
I am.
Yes, of course you are.
And I'm jumping off a yacht.
Yeah, are you?
No.
No, it's so so true. So I went out with one of these DJs jumping off of a yacht, and he asked me out. I had like a million sets that night, and I said, come meet me at the club. I was at the Comedy Cellar. I was hanging out at the back table that's like kind of infamous for like comedians just like BSing back there and hanging. And I've told all my friends, I'm like, I'm going on a date in between sets at the cafe next door. And we pull up the guy's profile, and they're all like trashing him as comedians do. And I'm like, he seems nice. And they're like, he's a DJ, you're gonna hate him. And I'm like, no, I'm not. We're friends. No, I love DJs, I guess. I don't know. I understand what you do, and I might never. But no, I'll match. I'll swipe right on you for sure. For sure.
I'm on it. I'm flying.
Yes. But I'll see you at a cafe between my sets. So I went next door for this date, and we're sitting there, and he's like very nervous because it's next to the Comedy Cellar, and he's just and we're having a good time, and I was like, oh, I was next door, and all my friends were like roasting you. I'm sorry about that. And he's like, oh, really? He goes, you mean those friends? And I turn around, and we have a picture of what I
Actually, let me show you this picture.
Look at this picture. This is all Mateo Lane, Jim Florentine, Monroe Martin, Keith Robinson, Michelle Wolf, and Von DiCarlo, all just like, hey, just like, it was so funny, and I just felt so loved and supported. I mean, if I could bring them with me on every date to cut the tension, it would be amazing.
Wait, did you have a second date with this person?
No, we're just friends, just friends.
Okay,
You know that vibe.